What if I told you that the solution to your puppy being absolutely unbearable is a simple schedule? And this, my friend, is the start of my new puppy series where I'm going to be documenting real life ups and downs of raising a puppy. All right, we're just going to jump into this because if you're watching this, you're struggling, you want some answers, and this is going to be an easy outline. So I'm going to show you what I do, and then at the end, I'll kind of describe it in a bit more detail and give some caveats because it is going to kind of vary based on your puppy's age, size, breed, but don't worry, I got you. Not a lot of people want to say this, but I acknowledge and I recognize and I understand puppies are a pain in the booty. Yes, they're hard and they're tough, and I know you love your puppy just like I love my puppy, but they are hard, and I'm going to get you through this, so make sure you subscribe. So when we're thinking about a puppy routine or a puppy schedule, it will always and should always start with potty breaks, making sure that they go out to potty every 1 to 2 hours. Next step is going to be doing something that works their mind, works their body, or works on their socialization skills. So today we're going to work a little bit on her place cue. So I'm just shaping it. Yes. So as soon as she gets on it, I use my clicker, which I love this one because it's like a ring. So it's easier for me to click and it's not dangling. Yes, good girl. On the place cue, my only ask is that she doesn't get off and she doesn't start screaming or barking or anything like that. Hi, Benny. Hi, Benny. Here. So I'm going to drop one for her. Yes. And then toss some treats over for my old man over there to go find. There you go. Yes, good girl. That was so good. I tossed treats in the opposite way. She stayed here. I marked with the cue, followed by the treat. The point of this step 2 is to work on the things that are good. It's going to make your life easier, less stressful with your puppy, and to give your dog a more enriched, fulfilled life. So for example, we worked on the place cue, which is a great tool to use when I have guests come over and I don't want her jumping up on them or getting overly excited. If you want a video example of all the things I work on during this, let me know. And as promised, this perfect puppy routine works on both crate training and potty training. So step 3 is we take them out to potty. Now, only after I've made sure that my puppy's needs are met. She's eaten, she's had water, she's gone to the bathroom, she's had mental and physical, yes, stimulation, nice. So we're rewarding the behavior we want instead of grabbing this out of my hand. After I made sure those things are done, I pretty much always end it with giving her a break time. Now, we can do a nap, and I'll explain why in a minute. We can do this in a playpen, which if you don't love crates, that's a great option to keep your puppies safe if you're not going to be able to keep your eye on them. A crate, of course, which I have here, my favorite crate by Diggs. I'll link it down below for you. Or even a fully puppy-proofed room that you kind of shut off. And the reason I do this, and let me just show you what we do. Okay, Papa, let's go in the crate. And what I do is I put her frozen thing here. Bentley's like, I want it in here. Come here, Bubba. I give her something to work on, which is her frozen topple with something easy on top. And this is kind of after I've worked on some crate training. If you want a full crate training video, let me know. And I shut her in here, and then I give her time to settle. And this is the last step before repeating the cycle all over again. And what does that mean? We start with, after this, potty break. Lots and lots of potty breaks throughout the day. And then I repeat this cycle until the day's over. And when she's in her crate is when I can go work on the things that I need to get done. Guess what this is teaching her? How to have an off switch. So many of my comments and messages are filled with pet parents and puppy parents that are so overwhelmed because their puppy is overstimulated. They just want to go, go, go. They're chewing everything. They're peeing everywhere. It's just chaos. This is how we get by that. It takes a little bit to work up to, and if you want a video on how I get her comfortable in a crate and playpen, let me know below and I'll go into a deep dive in it. I also will link a video I've already done at the end of this video. So in summary, this 4-step perfect puppy routine is step 1, potty. Always start with going potty. Step 2 is doing something with them. Do something for 2 to 20 minutes, kind of depending on what that something is. That something should be within one of these categories of training, enrichment, socialization, playing, feeding them, sniff walks, something to work their mind, work their body, or work on their socialization skills. Now, can you guess what the 3rd step is? Potty. We take them potty after we do anything. After our puppy naps, after our puppy plays, after our puppy eats. they go potty. Then fourth is probably the most important step, probably one of the most underrated things that we can work on. And I just don't see a lot of people talking about it. And that is we give them nap time for them to decompress, rest, and settle. Remember, puppies need anywhere from 10 to 18 hours of sleep a day. And this is not only important because this is when they're developing the most in their entire life as a puppy, but this is also when they process everything that they just experienced and learned. So if you just spent 15 minutes working on the place cue and working on heel with a leash in your home and backyard with low distraction and working on the leave it cue, for example, if you give them the opportunity to rest and sleep after that, that is going to cement in their brain so much faster. And then when they wake up from their nap or they're resting, which could be a 30-minute nap, could be a 2-hour nap. Every puppy's different. But what's the first thing that you're going to do when they wake up? You're going to restart the perfect puppy routine. And what was step 1? Take them out to potty, and then you keep going and cycling. This is going to help teach your puppy to be crate trained, to be potty trained, and give you some sanity back. And the reason I do this whole routine in the order that I do it is because it's after all of their needs are met. They've had some exercise, both physical and mental. And guess what? They're going to already be tired. So it's going to make the crate training process so much faster and more successful. Now, I know you're probably going to ask, well, Rachel, what do I do? My puppy's pretty crate trained, but now that I'm starting this routine, I put them in here and sometimes they scream and cry. This is what I do. It can be a bit controversial. So again, do what you feel comfortable with, but this has worked for Aura and her siblings that I was fostering. Step 1 is I make sure all of their needs are met. If they've had those things and we've already made some progress on crate training, what I will do is I will set a timer depending on the puppy's age and size, maybe for about 5 to 7 minutes on my phone. And I'll sit somewhat near my puppy, and I'll let them kind of work out their emotions. Now, this is not crying it out. This is not putting them in the crate after we haven't practiced crate training and letting them scream. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we've made some progress in crate training. They understand the concept. We've done all the things to meet their needs, but they're still having a little troubles settling. What I will do in that moment, again, is I'll set a timer for maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I'll let them whine and bark a little bit. A lot of times it'll look like a puppy kind of barking and then stopping and then kind of whining and then stopping. And this is what I've found. 9 times out of 10, if I just sit and stay calm, I don't look at them, but I stay near. I don't want them to feel completely isolated when they're still so young. I find that most of the time, after just a few minutes, they do kind of settle and then they go to sleep. And so over time, what I have learned is a little bit of, we'll call it protesting or crying or barking in the crate, as long as other needs are met, in my experience, is okay in the beginning, as long as it's only for a few minutes. Now, if I've set my timer for 5, 6 minutes, and they're continuing to scream and you can tell they're really distressed, that's not okay. I am not a fan of the cry it out method. So what I'll do is I'll wait for a brief pause, I'll calmly let them out, and we'll restart the cycle of, do they need food? Do they need water? Likely they need to go potty. Are they exercised enough? Are they overtired? See, a lot of times, and this is why I do this, a lot of times I find that when they get to the point of being overtired, they have a harder time settling, which is why I give them a bit of a grace period to let themselves kind of settle in their playpen or their crate. And it's okay for me if they whine just a little bit, as long as it's not more than 5, maybe 10 minutes max. Beyond that, they're over upset. We're starting to create a really negative association in here. This also tells me that on my next structure routine, on step 2, when we're doing something, we need to practice more on crate training and creating a positive experience with it. If nothing else, I want you to know that you're not alone. Puppy blues is a real thing. Struggling with your puppy is a real thing. And I also want you to know that it does get better. Sometimes the only answer is time and patience. And having a structured routine like this, which usually can take a couple days to really set in stone, is going to give you some time and peace back to yourself so that you can give your best to your puppy. Do not feel bad for your emotions that you're feeling. They are real, they are valid. And at this point, now that you're subscribed, you're not alone. We're going to do this together. So leave in comments below what your questions are. I'll do my best to get back to them. If there's enough of the same question, I'll just make a video for you. I'm happy to do that. All my favorite puppy foods, puppy finds, crates, everything on my website, RachelFusaro.com. And click here to learn more about crate training. Click here to learn more about potty training. Has helped millions of pet parents. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.